Deus ex Macintosh, a play for Zoom. Characters: God, male, 60s or 70s. Steve, male, mid-50s, thin, with closely cropped, receding gray hair and wire-rimmed glasses, wears jeans and a black turtleneck. Setting: heaven, via Zoom. A computer screen. Peering out from the screen is God, watching the audience while eating popcorn. Behind him, an obviously fake Zoom background of puffy white clouds and a brilliant blue sky, perhaps with the occasional winged cherub flying past in the distance. God watches the audience and eats his popcorn for a long moment. Then he presses a key on his keyboard, unseen below the screen, a few times. He watches for another moment. He smacks what is obviously his own monitor on the side once or twice. He watches for another moment. He presses a key a few more times and watches for another moment. Finally, he calls off,
Stephen, get in here.
God continues pressing keys until Steve enters, though we may not yet see him on screen.
What now? I'm kind of busy reprogramming.
Something's wrong with this thing.
There's nothing wrong with the computer.
It's frozen.
It's not frozen.
Then why are they all just sitting there staring at me like that?
Steve appears on screen to look at the audience.
Are you spying on people again?
I'm not spying. I'm keeping a protective eye over my flock.
You were hoping to watch people have sex.
No, I wasn't. Okay, maybe, but only premarital sex. I'm supposed to keep an eye out for that.
I'm pretty sure that violates the terms of service.
Well, no one's having premarital sex. No one's stealing. No one's coveting. No one's taking my name in vain. You'd think one of them would be masturbating, at least. I mean, it's the internet.
They're not going to do those things while you're watching them.
They don't know I'm watching them.
Do you have your video turned off?
Of course I have my video turned
No, you don't have your video turned off.
I don't? Shit! Turn it off! Turn it off! Anyone who looks upon the face of God will be blinded by the awful radiance of angels, and their flesh will crumble to dust and be scattered on the winds of time.
They look okay to me.
Well, it may not have the same effect over Zoom.
I've shown you how to work the video like 5 times, but you keep doing this. You know, someone might think you're doing it on purpose so people will pay attention to you.
I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just overly complicated is all, and the video never works right, and this message, I keep getting this message. What's this supposed to mean?
It means the system needs to update and restart.
So stop it. I don't want it to restart. I'm in the middle of something.
You can't stop it.
What do you mean you can't stop it? You're Steve Jobs.
I told you to get a Mac.
Steve moves the mouse beneath the screen.
Look, if you click here, you can put the restart off for 10 minutes, but after that, it'll start automatically.
I knew buying this thing was a mistake. I don't see why I can't just keep using the old system.
Because the old system was a burning bush.
Which worked fine.
2,000 years ago? No one communicates that way anymore. This is how people communicate now.
Well, I don't like it. If they want to talk to me, they can go to church. You know, people used to travel for hundreds of miles for an audience with the Almighty. Kings would don their best ermines and jewels before they even dared set foot in my presence. Peasants would spill the blood of their fattest calves and burn their most abundant bushels of wheat. I nearly got one idiot to sacrifice his son once. Now, I can't even get them to put on pants. Yes, Brian. I'm talking to you. You keep whining to me. Send me a girlfriend. Send me a girlfriend. Well, maybe those ratty skid-marked boxers of yours are why you don't have a girlfriend.
No one's going to church right now because of the pandemic.
Oh, is that still going on? That was only supposed to last like 40 days.
It was?
Sure, I always do everything in 40-day increments. 40 days of flooding on earth, 40 days being tempted in the wilderness. It makes the paperwork easier. The guys down in Divine Retribution can be real pains in the ass about their paperwork.
Steve leans over God and types on the keyboard.
It looks like it's still raging according to this.
How the hell did that happen?
Did you program it correctly?
Yes, I programmed it correctly.
Show me.
Show me. I went into Smite, chose one of the following: poverty, starvation, plague, global warming. I choose plague. I hit enter. Please enter the date you would like your plague to begin. I typed in March 13. How long would you like your plague to last? I put in 40 days. I hit enter.
Months.
What?
It says months. You said it for 40 months, not days.
I did?
You weren't wearing your glasses, were you?
I can see all that has ever transpired from the birth of the universe to the end of days, all at the same time. I don't need glasses.
Steve picks up a pair of glasses from God's desk and hands them to God, who puts them on. Steve points at the screen, and God looks closely at it.
Oh, shit.
You have to change the default. The default is months. If you want a pandemic to last 40 days, you have to set it to days.
Well, I didn't know that. How am I supposed to know that?
Did you read the instruction manual?
The instruction manual is 400 pages with print the size of a gnat's ass. I've created microbes bigger than the writing in that manual.
I seem to recall you being a big fan of instruction manuals.
I'll have you know, my manual was clear and concise. 10 commands, all bullet pointed. Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. That's how you write an instruction manual. I didn't make people read through 400 pages of fine print.
No. You made them cut off their foreskins.
Just the Jews.
Go to File and click on Exit.
He waits for God to do this. Then he reads from the screen.
Are you sure you want to exit the pandemic? None of your changes will be saved. Click yes.
God does.
Try it again.
God does it again.
Press Control-Alt-Delete.
God does.
Again.
God does it again.
Again.
God does it again.
Nothing's happening.
Let me see.
Steve elbows God out of his chair and sits in front of the computer. He types for a moment.
It does seem frozen.
So unfreeze it. What did I give you cancer for if you can't even fix my computer?
I don't fix PCs. Why didn't you just get a Mac like I told you?
For the last time, I'm not dropping $2,500 on a Mac when I can get a Lenovo that does the exact same thing for $900.
What are you worrying about the price for? You have more money than...
Because
you.
I don't throw it away on overpriced gadgets just because they look cool. That's always been your problem. You're obsessed with your image.
I am not obsessed with my image.
What did I tell you about the dress code? White. Steve, white. You're in the everlasting eternal paradise. Why the fuck are you still wearing black?
Oh, I'm the one obsessed with my image?
Steve clicks on the mouse and the fake background turns off, revealing God's office. Dingy and cluttered with papers, overflowing file cabinets, old banker's boxes. Think an unsuccessful accountant.
Hey, what did you go in?
Macintoshes are not overpriced, and they're not gadgets. They're sleek and stylish computing devices that synthesize the intuitive functionality of the world's most advanced technology with the clean, simple aesthetic of Zen Buddhism.
Oh, please. I made the Grand Canyon and the Great Barrier Reef. Don't dislocate your shoulder patting yourself on the back because you built a metal box? By the way, the bite out of the apple, that was mine. You stole it.
Like I would ever steal ideas from someone who designed the naked mole rat.
Says the man who came up with Apple Maps.
The platypus?
U2's Songs of Innocence.
The penis.
I don't remember hearing you complain when you were using yours.
Not to mention starting a global pandemic.
Hey, don't get on me about this. I didn't even want to do a pandemic. I prefer pillars of salt and boiling rivers of blood, but this thing won't let me do any of that. All I can do is start an epidemic or cause an economic collapse or get everyone hooked on opioids because those are the only options in the drop-down menu.
What did you need to do any of that for?
Apparently our numbers are down and marketing seemed to think a good old-fashioned biblical calamity would drive people back to houses of worship in search of spiritual solace.
That worked well.
You can't always predict how these things are going to turn out.
Yes, you can. That is literally your job.
Don't yell at me. I don't respond well to criticism. I'm much better with praise and glorification.
We can't just let this app keep running. We have to shut it down.
Why not? I mean, it's not like it's swarms of locusts or frogs falling from the sky. How bad could it really be?
I don't know. Check the spreadsheet.
Steve lets God sit back down. God types. They both look at the screen.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Wow.
I guess I'd let that get away from me.
So what do we do about it?
What are you asking me for? It's your computer system.
It is not my system. This is a PC. I told you
to
get a Mac.
So call the PC guy then.
Bill's not here yet.
How much longer does he have?
Steve leans over God and types.
This says 23 years.
Oh, well then.
Oh, well? You unleash a global pandemic you can't stop, and all you have to say is, oh, well?
Why is it always on me to save these people? Why can't they stop it themselves? I mean, it's not complicated. All they have to do is hit the kill switch and the virus goes...
Wait, what? There's a kill switch?
Sure. I always hide an emergency shutoff in all my viruses, just in case. You think I trust you humans to figure this shit out?
Why didn't you just say that? So tell them where the kill switch is.
I really only do the whole revelation from God thing and visions after long journeys through the desert. I don't know how I feel about trusting something like that to Verizon.
Do you want people to go back to church so you can get your numbers up or not?
Okay, fine. Everyone, get a pen. Ready? Okay, all you need to do is find the M protein in the liquid bilayer, and then the kill switch is just inside
The screen suddenly turns a blank blue with a message that reads, Windows is updating. Please do not turn off your computer. End of play.